Hey friends, it's Doona here again. Thanks for joining in for our second flow class. So if you followed our class on day 14th, we really focus on breathing with our movements. So today we're going to continue to do that, but we're going to add a little bit more advanced postures. So this time around, you're going to really have to be mindful. Okay, so if I'm going too fast, please know that you could take it with your own breath. You don't have to follow me. Take as many breaks as you need and just try your best, okay? And most importantly, have fun, be safe. All right, let's go ahead and get started in child's pose today. You're gonna bring your big toes to touch, knees wide apart, preferably as wide as your mat. As you sit on your heels, hinge from your hips. Extend both arms over your head. Relax your forehead. Soften your shoulders. And just take this moment to feel the body. So notice how your body feels. Notice if your mind is drifting away from the present moment. See if you could bring your attention to the present using your breath. Let's go ahead and take 3 rounds here together. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Creating that ujjayi noise. Inhale. Exhale. So again, constricting the back of your throat. Last inhale. And let it go. Good. On your next inhale, walk your arms over to the right. Fold directly over your right thigh. Keep extending through that left arm. And drop your left shoulder down as you press your hips down towards your heels. Feel free to relax your head, soften your gaze. Inhale, come back to center, and switch sides. Only twist as deep as you can go without the hips lifting up too much. Especially with that right hip, keep dropping it down towards your right heel. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, go ahead and relax your forehead. And this time, let's find a little bit of engagement by really pressing into the palms and the fingertips so your wrist, elbows, and triceps can lift up. Find that nice extension, lengthening all the way down to your side waist. On your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. And take few rounds of cat and cow pose on your own. Feel free to add any other movements, maybe some lateral movements by rounding your upper back, swaying your hips side to side, crunching in one side at a time. You could also maybe step one foot back, taking some calf stretches, and then leaning back, extending through your back heel. Let's go ahead and take about 2 more rounds of breath here. Whatever you did on one side, please do so on this side. Create body symmetry. All right, let's set up for our downward facing dog. So remember, in your down dog, step back into your high plank so your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Then press your hips up, downward facing dog. Lengthen your spine, biceps frames your ears. Wrap your outer triceps in and soften through your front ribs. Maybe bend your knees a lot. If your heels lift up, again, that's okay. Always modify. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrist. Feet about hip width distance apart. Grab opposite elbows. Let your head fall between your biceps. Gaze is back and feel free to rock side to side. So I always like to hold my first forward folds for a little while, kind of just hanging out here, letting the blood flow. And then getting our hamstrings stretched out, calves, back of the ankles. Really great for the lower back here. Last inhale. Exhale. Good. Release your hands. Walk your feet together, big toes to touch, heels sliver apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on top of your shins or your thighs. Lengthen your spine. Shift your weight forward. Pull your chest forward. Exhale, hinge from your hips and forward folds. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise all the way up. Arms above your head, but soften your shoulders down. Tuck your tailbone. Exhale, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Relax your shoulders, broaden out through your chest, but draw your front ribs in. Let's take a breath in here. Breathe in. And sigh it out. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to your right. Keep your hips stable. Just rotate from your spine. Open your chest and your arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to your left. Try to twist from your navel. Draw your left ribs back. Inhale, mountain pose. Let's add a back bend. Open your elbows. Press your hips slightly forward. Lift up through your lower back and lean into your heels. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Bend your knees slightly, hinge from your hips. Lead with your chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Create a flat back. Shift your weight forward, soften through your knees. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, walk your feet back. Okay, so if you're brand new to yoga and you're still working on your chaturanga, I highly recommend you holding in your high plank to build the strength. Otherwise, either drop to your knees, inhale, shift forward, exhale, lower down mid-plank. Keep your elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog, untuck your toes, lift your shins, lift your thighs, slightly tuck your tailbone, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go high. Couple of breaths here. Feel free to readjust your feet and hands to set up your down dog. Sooner or later, your down dog will be your resting pose. So without any judgment, just take notice how your down dog feels today. Let's flow through. Mindful breathing, mindful movements. Sun salutation A. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Lead with your chest. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga, Dandasana. I'm going to take layer 2 with some of you guys. As you finish your exhale, wait for your inhale for your back bend. So again, either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's flow through that one more time. Please wait for your inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend. Inhale. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. High to mid plank. Remember, if you're holding in high plank, just hold on your inhale, then wait for your exhale for downward facing dog. Let's all meet there. Let's take about 5 rounds of breath. So again, down dog is a great way, a great place to check back with your breathing. Taking this moment for a little bit of silence, just to bring that awareness. Wait for your inhale, right leg high. Lead with your inner thigh to keep your hips squared. Firm up through your right quad. Keep your right leg completely straight. Exhale, low lunge. So when you step your feet through, imagine you're bringing your knee to nose as you push the floor away, round your upper back, then step your foot between your hands. Set up for your high lunge first. So always set up your foundation before you come to the complete pose. So for high lunge, right knee over right ankle, feet about hip width distance apart. Then as you inhale, rise all the way up for your high lunge. Okay, if you need to readjust your feet, feel free to do so at any time here. Okay, then maybe bend your left knee to help you tuck your tailbone so there's less arching in your lower back. Hug your inner thighs in, keep your legs active. Remember, you're not just resting, you're engaging and using your muscles. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. Right arm back, left arm forward. So our first flow class on day 14, very similar, right? But this time we're keeping that left knee lifted, which is gonna help you build more strength. On your inhale, right hand behind your left thigh, reach your left arm up and over, re-square your shoulders. Keep hugging the outer hips in. Inhale. Then exhale, cartwheel your arms to frame your right foot. Use your core to pick your right foot up. Step it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg high. Keep your left foot flexed. Lead with your left heel. Roll your left outer thigh down. Exhale, low lunge. Shift forward. Use your core. Step your left foot between your hands. All right, again, take a couple of breaths here to set up your foundation. Remember, whatever's touching the floor is your foundation. Wait for your inhale. Rise up to crescent lunge. Good. Keep your shoulders and frontal hip bones square to the top of your mat. Draw your front ribs in. Maybe sink a little bit deeper into that front knee. Hug your outer hips in. Inhale, lift up through your side waist. Exhale, twist to your left. The tendency is to lean your chest forward, but keep your shoulders over hips. Then shoot energy out your fingertips. Find that nice extension through your arms. Inhale, exalted. Left hand behind your right thigh. Right arm up and over. Anytime you're doing a back bend, remember you're not dumping into your lower back. Keep lifting up through your lower back. Lift your chest. Then lean your shoulders back. Exhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. At least for me, I'm starting to lose my breath. So I'm going to hold in my high plank. But please feel free to take your full Chaturanga. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Anytime you're back in your down dog, if you really need to drop to child's pose, please feel free to do so. Remember, child's pose is always here for you. Water break, towel breaks as well. Listen to your breath. 2 more breaths here. Coming back to that mindful flowing, breath to movement. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, chaturanga. Your high to mid plank is 1 breath. Exhale. Then wait for your inhale for upward facing dog or cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Once you're back to down dog, again, settle back in. Use your breath. Feel free to take open mouth exhales at any time. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, chaturanga. If you're not breathing properly, I do suggest you skipping chaturanga. Don't force it. Once you're back to down dog, let's drop to child's pose. A well-deserved child's pose here. Close your eyes. Slow down for a moment. Take this moment to catch your breath. If you need to grab water or towel off, this is the perfect time for you to do so. Take as long as you need here. Otherwise, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee, right wrist, right ankle, left wrist. Drop your left knee down and then gaze back and make sure your left leg is completely straight. Feel free to place a block underneath your right hip, or feel free to bend your right knee a lot. So you're gonna feel the stretch a lot in that right outer glute and to your hip. The goal is to bring your right shin bone parallel to the top of your mat as best as you can, but don't force it. Take your time, be patient. You're more than welcome to stay lifted here as you square your hips and your shoulders. Otherwise, hinging from your hips, fold over your right leg. You can drop to your forearms. Otherwise, walk your hands forward and drop to your forehead and let your shoulders relax. Take this moment to let go. No more holding on. Try not to resist. And just breathe. Good. Come back onto your hands. Bend your left knee. Either grab your strap and hook it around your left foot as you grab the strap with your left hand. Otherwise, feel free to grab your left foot with your left hand, adding a nice quad stretch. Also, nice spinal twist and a shoulder stretch here. Come back to the breath. Good. Release your left foot. Downward facing dog. Feel free to keep that right leg lifted. Maybe shake it out. Open your hip. Make some circles with that right knee. And let's meet back in down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Good. All right, so again, one side might always be tighter than the other. If it is, then bend your knee a lot more. Again, make sure your right toes are pointing straight back. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Use a block underneath your left hip if you need. Stay lifted. Otherwise, fold over your left leg. Sleeping pigeon. You can always bring your hands on top of each other and just relax your forehead on top of your hands. I like to close my eyes here. All right, friends. Replant your palms. Bend your right knee. Grab your right foot either with your right hand or use your strap as always. And the closer your right foot is towards your glutes, the more stretch you'll feel in your quads. All right, friends, release the right foot. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. Remember, you could keep that left leg lifted, shake it out. Let the blood flow back. Downward facing dog. All right, friends, let's go ahead and lower down onto our backs. We'll be there for the remainder of practice. Okay, so once you're on your back, you're gonna bring your feet about hip width distance apart. Walk your hands towards your heels. As you inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips, then lift your mid back as well as your upper back. Tuck your upper arms underneath your upper back and then interlace your fingers. Actively press into your heels to lift your hips. But roll the inner thighs down and lengthen your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Press into your upper arms for that nice chest expansion. Inhale, lift your heels, release your arms, and roll down slowly. So upper back, mid back, lower back. Drop your heels, walk your feet as wide as your mat. Either cactus or tee out your arms and just sway your knees side to side. Get that nice release through your lower back. Keep your knees over to the left. Hook your left ankle on top of right thigh and gaze past your right shoulder. Close your eyes and let's find some silence. Good, release that left ankle on top of thigh. Bring your knees back to center and drop your knees over to the right. Right ankle on top of left thigh. Gaze past your left shoulder. Release your right ankle. Drop your right foot. Happy baby pose. So you're going to stomp your feet up towards the ceiling. Either grab for the outside of your thighs, on top of your thighs, or either grab the outside of your feet. Keep your tailbone grounded. Lower back stays grounded. Press both shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Inhale. And exhale, slowly release your legs for your final Shavasana. I'm going to leave you here for today as we worked pretty hard getting into deeper poses, more advanced postures. So again, I invite you to stay here at least for 2 minutes or so, maybe even longer. Take this time to just reflect and let go. Thank you, friends. Namaste.